Hello, 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 and welcome to another session, the Around Table. We are here, we are present with another Shine the Light session. As you come in, say hello, say hi. I'm gonna give a few seconds, let people come in here. Happy Thursday, everyone. As you come and share this, say, I am here. Let us know where you're from and leave your name or something like that. And we're going to get started on this session with Safe Passage. Thank you for coming in, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Do us a favor when you come in, please share or please show the love by letting someone else know that someone else know that we are here, and we are shining the light on with Safe Passage. Mr. McDonald is with us today, and I'm very
Yes,
excited to hear everything that
yes.
he has and what Safe Passage is all about. So welcome in everybody from YouTube family. Welcome in. Welcome everybody from Facebook. Welcome in. You can catch me on my main page. We're live on my main page, Juanita Adote. We are live from the Round Table Talk. And we are live from the YouTube channel, Juanita Living Life Unapologetically Designed. As you come in, everyone, please hit that we'll grow. The community of love will grow, and we'll share with others, and we'll shine a light on other things and many topics. Okay, so without further ado, let me say my name is Juanita Adote. I am the CEO of the A Round Table. And it's a privilege and to welcome other people in, their perspectives, their views, their insights, their companies, their businesses, their journeys, their life. I appreciate everybody who said yes to coming on the Around Table. It means a lot to me, and we were able to share with the community of everything that we that's happening over here on this side of the world. You know, we can get it out there, get the information out there. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce, share Mr. Craig McDonald and with Safe Passage. How are you tonight, sir?
I am fine. How are you, cousin?
I am doing well, cousin.
Yes,
so, so I'm grateful and I thank you for taking out your time for coming on here to share, you know, what Safe Passage is all about. So I'm going to mute my mic and then you can take over. Anybody have any questions? Anybody would like to know more information? As you're listening and you have a question, just bring up the question, okay? All right, Mr. McDonald, take it away.
yes. Hello, everyone. Um, Again, my name is Craig. Um, I started the nonprofit Safe Passage probably in my mind 20 years ago. And where Safe Passage comes from for me is um, I'm a country boy. I was born in the country, and there were certain rules that my grandmother instilled in us boys that to help us navigate to stay safe in the community that we lived in. Safe passage. There were certain paths, certain roads that we couldn't go on. Certain times of night that we couldn't walk. All those things that we faced growing up in the South. Uh, I'm probably a lot older than most, but I grew up not far from the Jim Crow, where racism was prevalent, even more so by violence. Right after uh, Martin Luther King's death. I grew up in that era, and I never understood why. You know, never understood why. I knew there was a certain way I was supposed to act, a certain way I was supposed to do. We were told how to do when we went out, and when we got out there as kids, we we knew to follow those rules, or what we would get on the way home from mama. So, safe passage. That's where it came from, and it stems from the day, growing up and being a black man in America, a man of color. Uh, we face many different obstacles in the family, in society where we work. Um, and as a young black man, I got caught up in the prison system, drugs, selling, using, uh, just that whole network. And I stayed caught up in it for many years. And when I decided enough was enough, not all the bridges that I burned, not all the kids that I screwed up, all the ladies' lives that I messed up because my life was messed up, uh, all the people I disappointed, my grandmother who raised me to be a good man, and my older brother who gave me the pattern of what a good man looked like. So I was at the bottom of. I became, in my family, immediate family, what you call a black sheep. I went out there. I went out into the streets, into the slums, and by the grace of God, I've seen and I've done a lot of things, but by the grace of God, He kept me. Uh, and through God keeping me, I feel like, where God has brought me from, it would be a disservice to myself and to others if I didn't share my story or share my spirit, strength, and hope with someone else. That if He could do it for me, that He can surely do it for you. You understand what I'm saying? That if He could bring me from where He brought me from, there's nobody under the sound of my voice or that I pray for at night that God won't do the same thing for. When God took my story that where I used to be ashamed about some of the things that I've done, now I understand I use those things as strengths. There's nothing I've done or came through that I'm ashamed of. You know, you know God brought me from some mighty dark places, and I share that story. Uh, Being able to connect with people on that level is a powerful thing. You know, I did it from the streets. And then when the street, I've sat down with psychiatrists, doctors, and they were like, "Well, you speak so well. Are you educated?" Yeah, I'm street educated. Yeah, I read. Um, I learn, but I don't have any degrees. I have some diplomas and some certificates, but I don't have any degrees other than the street degree. And it has saved my life and changed my life. And by changing my life, it has afforded me to go out into the communities, into my communities, and help somebody else change their life. That's how I grade my success, by how many lives I touch and impact. How many times I see a man that was totally disconnected from his family and from his kids get reunited with his family and become a strong structure in that family, and that family grows and flourishes. That's successful to me. Not by things, houses, or cars. Uh, so that's why I do what I do out of my own pocket. I speak and I share wherever I get an opportunity. So I thank you. I thank you for the platform to let everybody know that there is a plan for our
Mhm.
lives. And no matter what you've been through or where you came from, or who said you weren't or who said you could, there's a purpose for your life. And it starts in the family. You understand what I'm saying? In the family.
Yes.
That's where it starts at. Uh, I can look at it from a black man's perspective. Growing up as a little black boy, there were certain questions that we couldn't get answers to. Why we got to act like this in front of certain people because I said so.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? There were so many questions that I had. Like, okay, so why, uh, you do as I say, not as you see me do.
Right.
Then alcohol was prevalent. There weren't many good men that we could look at up to because he either had a secret family somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
There weren't many strong black men in our family. We thought they were, but then
Mm-hmm.
I seen my uncles beating their wives, and then when
Mm-hmm.
we get to play with our other cousins, we hear their stories of how their mom and dad fight like our mom and dad fought. So they ain't much difference. You know what I'm saying?
Un-
Um,
unstable.
yes, yes, very. So that's where it all starts at. That's
Mm-hmm.
where I got my warped sense of belonging. Is from that warp, from the family. Mama
Warped
did the
sense of
best she could
belonging.
do,
Wow.
but
Mm-hmm.
she couldn't explain to me why that daddy could knock her down and blacken her eye on Saturday night, and by Monday, uh, they in the fields working together and act like nothing has ever happened. Or daddy could draw a shotgun on mama on Friday night,
Mm-hmm.
but everything. It's like there was no structure, or the structure that we thought we had, because growing up, I thought it was all right for a black man to have more than one woman. The man that my mama had did it.
Mm.
My uncles did it.
Right.
I can't find anybody to tell me other than mama that it's not okay. But mama ain't a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There was nobody really around to show me what a man should be and what a man should do.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things I learned by watching. Because back then you could be seen, not heard.
True. When you're children, when you're and
Right.
I want to bring back something that you said. You say coming up, there was no one to see what it meant for men growing up in your eyes. So that, and you said work sense of belonging. Can we go back to where you was talking about all the stuff that the trauma,
It's trauma.
life trauma,
Yeah.
and you go back, and a lot of times we deal with trauma or don't deal with trauma because what happens in this house stays in this house,
Right.
type of
Right.
ordeal,
Put it
and
in the rug.
then right, and then you have so much trauma going on, and you as a kid growing up thinking it's okay.
Right.
This must be fine because you don't see any other way, any
Right.
other way of saying it's not okay.
Right. It don't
And
feel
we raised
okay.
up with them.
It don't feel okay.
Right.
But we have to. We go into that mode of survival. This is how we survive. This is how it is. You learn that as a kid very early. Um, I knew when my parents were going to have a fight even before they did. Okay,
Okay.
Friday night they get ready to go out. They're going to be alcohol involved. Might not see them no more till Saturday. But when they come back, they're going to be fighting about something.
Mm.
Never knew what they were actually fighting about. But it was so violent, and they were both so passionate about it. You didn't know who was wrong or right, but you just chose your mama.
Right.
Don't know what she did. I'm sure my mama wasn't an angel, but did that give him a right to? My stepfather couldn't actually beat my mama physically. My mama was a fighter. So
Hmm.
but it was always, so that made it worse for us because he would always use guns or knives.
Mm.
And can you
Wow.
imagine the trauma of being
Yes.
a 6 or 7-year-old kid, seeing your stepfather with a gun drawn on your mama and him saying, her saying, "Kill me," and you crying and no one hears your voice.
Mm.
You don't even have a voice in the situation. That's trauma. And
Trauma.
then ain't nobody you can talk about it. It's got to be kept a secret. That's trauma. You know,
That's what it is. It's
uh,
trauma.
and so it's worse on black got boys because as a man we're taught that we're supposed to protect. But then
Hmm.
we go back to all those times I couldn't protect my mama or my sisters and brothers from such and such, from the
Yes.
from the
An
assault.
abuse.
Yeah,
Yes.
so then you already got a strike against you because you're feeling worthless. Where do I fit
Mm.
in? You know,
Okay.
you know, uh, you know.
Hmm.
That's where those things begin, and so we try to find our value. We try to find our place where we fit in the family structure. That's the first place that we try to find it. Our sisters
Hmm.
get away quicker because our sisters are attractive women, and men are going to want to come and scoop them up and take them
Hmm.
away. But us boys,
Hmm.
yeah, we got to figure this shit out because daddy ain't gonna go for us. We can't stay in the house and watch daddy beat mama. And once we get big enough to fight back, if he's a coward, he gonna make
Hmm.
where mama kick us out. So what we
Hmm.
gonna do? So we're in survival mode. Turn
Hmm.
turn to the streets. Other kids like us. We form a pack.
Because you make a community within your community
Right,
because
right,
the
yeah,
like-minded, trying to find
yeah.
somebody that you have a conversation. Oh, your family does that too, so you
And those other
confide
people.
in your, yeah,
Yeah.
and you make what you're doing is making what you're doing is making a community of same like minds traumatized, but you think that's your safe haven. say, think that's okay because you're like me, you're in the same situation that I am, and let's buddy up, so you can feel some type of security.
Some type of some type of structure. The most
Yeah.
structure, the most structure that most is sad, but the most structure that most black boys get starts in the juvenile home to the prison. If he's lucky, he
Mm,
might join the military or something. But in those places, there's strict structure, and they go in there and they flourish. You
mm-hmm,
understand what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
Threatening a black man with prison is nothing nowadays. Because they know how it goes. They know
Yeah.
the ropes in there, and it's sad. Um,
Yeah.
I was reading a book, not to same subject. It's called the New Jim Crow. I don't know if you read it. It's written by an
No.
African American young lady, and she's talking about now how these prisons are built to house
Mm-hmm,
us, men of color. They're not owned by
mm-hmm,
the state no more. These prisons are owned by private businesses.
mm-hmm,
And the state made a deal with them that they would keep these prisons filled. How many ever they build, they will keep them 85 filled to 85% capacity. Who's 85%? That's us. Yeah, that's men my color. We make that most of that 85% of locked up. Why? Because we were conditioned from the
mm,
beginning,
yeah, yeah,
to go to the prisons. You understand what I'm
yeah.
saying? They knew by the environment that they put us in, the projects, or whether it be on the farm, sharecropping. They knew that we were conditioned to either go their way or to their
Mm-hmm.
prisons.
Mm. That's it. That makes me, because there was a story of an elephant. They was like, you put the elephant, a small elephant, a baby elephant, put the chain around the elephant's foot, and that elephant knows it can go but so far because the chain is going to stop them from moving. So when they get to become a big elephant, because a big elephant can crush you with just their foot, and that elephant is so trained from being a child, a baby elephant, to growing up, that now they take the chain off the adult elephant. The elephant will only go but so far
So
because it
far,
was trained
right?
to.
So far,
Yeah, so now that's what, when you're saying this stuff, makes so much sense, because what you're saying is we are conditioned,
yeah.
because now we talking about generational curses, generational things
Generation.
that's down the bloodline.
Right, right. And to the point, and it gets to the point where we begin, where the mother is so used to going to see her black son in prison, that commute,
Mm,
huh? You know,
yeah.
because she, to a point where she'd rather see him in prison than dead. Then we don't understand why these black young men are killing each other in the streets. It's because this stuff is in us, and there's no outlet. They're giving us very few opportunities and outlets to get this stuff out. They're not really trying to educate us and help us. They're not trying to put us back. Look at this. Do you know that when the projects were built, a young lady with didn't have a baby's mama with 2 or 3 kids to get an apartment, her light pay, they will pay her light bill, give her food stamps, and she could live in this project as long as she wanted to and raise her kids. But guess what? She
Mm,
couldn't do. She
need
couldn't
a
have no
partner.
man
Okay.
there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you take the man out of the household, right?
Mm-hmm.
We gonna
Mm-hmm.
give you this. Black man can't give it to it. What black man you knew back then could buy a house, pay the lights, keep food on the table, do all those things that the state said that he would be willing to do for our black women?
Mm-hmm.
All they had to do is not have us in the household. So you
Mm,
create a
okay.
single parent household. You create
Yeah.
you create a void where the black woman could say, "Well, shoot, you can't even take care of your family."
Mm,
Not
okay.
understanding
Okay.
that it's set up where I can't take care of them. It's not that I don't want to. There's no black
Mm-hmm.
man that has a family that he loves that wants to see them do bad.
Okay. Okay.
He doesn't want that. That's not what he desires.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how hard that you work to get out of that, if you've been physically traumatized, going back, we're jumping,
Mm-hmm.
conditioned to do a certain
Condition.
thing a certain way, guess what you're going to result back to? what you're familiar with.
What you're familiar with. Right.
Right?
Right.
So now we're stuck in that dilemma, that cycle of going round and round. It's so deep. You know, I'm jumping around,
Mm-hmm.
but it is so freaking. It is so deep because that if just think about if we could with safe passage, what we do is we want to take a black man like me. Let me use my story.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from living under a bridge, doing everything that has been known to man to do, I've probably done it or seen it done.
Mm-hmm.
Family give up hope on you. You give up hope. And I remember this day just like it was yesterday. That I was crying out. A cry that I've never cried before. I don't know where that cry was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
It was from a place of hurt, of sadness, of anger. It was all mixed up, but I was crying uncontrollably under this bridge. And I remember hitting the wall and I said, God, if you don't do it, if you don't show up for me right now, I ain't gonna make it. I refuse to live another day like this. I remember that cry like it was yesterday. I remember it. It came from a place deep inside of me. It wasn't nothing outside of me. It wasn't about my family. I wasn't thinking about my mama. I was thinking about my soul. I was thinking about mama saying, boy, it's all right to live like that, but you don't want to die like that. And I did. But I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know where this pain come from. I didn't know where this rejection. I didn't know. And then when God began to peel back the layers, oh my God, when He began to peel back, that thing is not it's not a comfortable thing when God began to show you. But I tell you, God took me and then I had to go through some things. I went to jail, prison. Like I said, living on a bridge, and God showed up. When I was beat on that wall, God showed up for me in the form of me going to jail. Now, people say, going to jail, that ain't showing up. But
well, yes, it is.
Was the best thing that could have happened to me at that time. I was so tired, cuz. I was so, not just physical, I mean, I was spiritually broken. You know, religion didn't work for me. You know?
Okay.
I knew, I love the Word of God. That's the only book that I know. I don't know the Quran, but I read the Bible, the Holy Bible, at least 4 times front to back. So I know me some words, you understand? But understanding some is a whole different thing. It's a different knowledge and understanding. So I didn't know how to apply what was in me. That made it worse because the enemy would come against me 12 times worse because he saw that thing in me that God said. The God that put that thing in me. That nobody could touch it but Him. And when God put me in that place, and I went to jail and I had such a reputation for violence.
Okay.
So when I went to jail, my reputation preceded me. That when they knew my name, they didn't put me in population. They put me straight in the hole. Straight in the hole.
Okay.
Yeah, they put me in solitary because I was violent. I would go in there if they put me in where other people. The weakest link, he finna give up his bottom bunk, his canteen. I was violent. I was hurt. I was, man. You know,
wow. You said something so pivotal that you went in, you was hurting, there was so much pain. So now you're trying to inflict that because you so this anger. You didn't know how to differentiate. I'm hurting. And
everybody gonna feel this. Everybody gonna feel this pain I'm feeling. Everybody I come across, everything I touch is gonna feel this pain, this hurt that's in me. Because what else can I give them? You know, I can cover it up, you know. I can imitate love, but I can't duplicate it because I don't know what it is. I can't duplicate
what it is. Wow.
I can only imitate it. You understand?
You can imitate love, but not duplicate.
Can't duplicate it.
Yeah. So wow. You dropping some nuggets.
To God be the glory.
I'm writing it down. Wow.
To God be the glory.
To God be all the glory. Imitating love, but can't duplicate. Wow. That is good. Cousin, that is, listen, I'm sitting here going, I'm listening. I'm like, wow, this is, well, one, and I'm glad that you're sharing your story because I didn't, you know, that part of, I know you now, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I
Right.
see the, now part, but you have to go through a process.
Woo.
You had to go through a process, and now you're turning around that same process. You're giving your testimony of what it took for you to get from that process. Now, how God brought you through, how you cried out, you went to prison because you all this stuff, all life itself, just like felt like it was just beating you. You know what I mean? Beating you, and then you went to prison, and then you were angry, and then now here.
Yeah. And through that process, when I went to jail, uh, and they put me in the hole, I could see the cry was from a place that it wouldn't ease up. The only thing I had
Mm,
in the hole was a Bible, and I remember
okay.
talking to God. You know, and I told and the Spirit came to me and said, "Ask me what you
Mm,
ask for, what you want." That's what the Spirit said. I know it did.
mm-hmm.
And I said, God, I want to, because I was in the hole. I said, God, I want to come out of this cell, and I want to be a trustee. I've never been. I told you I was violent. They won't finna make me a trustee of somebody that you let out of the cell, and he gets to go around the other cells and serve their meals and
Yeah, yeah.
all that.
You
They
had to
ain't
build
getting
that
ready to make.
up. You had to build up
Yeah,
for
they
a
won't get ready to
reputation.
make Craig no trustee because they didn't know if I was going to shank, hurt, because
Mm,
everybody knew my reputation, you know.
mm,
So I asked God for that, and in 5 minutes, that God came to the guard came to the door, opened the door. One of the guards that kind of cool with me for some reason, I don't know what he saw. He said, "Man, I'm gonna see if I can't make you a truck." Now I hadn't said nothing to this man about this. That's why I know God is real for me.
mm, mm.
You know, he said, "I'm gonna see if I can't make you a trustee tomorrow." When the captain come, I turned away from the door. I said,
Wow.
"I didn't say tomorrow." I said, "I didn't say tomorrow, God." I said today. And it was 5 minutes later, to God be the glory, he opened that door and said, "Grab your bags. You're a trustee." Simple thing now to somebody that don't know no thing. But if you come where I come from, a trustee, and I ain't asked nobody but God. I ain't asked man.
Mm.
Huh?
Okay.
Just me and God
Okay.
in this isolation. There ain't nobody in here but me and God. Huh? Ain't
Mm,
mama ain't in here. My kids ain't in here. I'm in solitary with me and God. And I'm
mm.
and he's showing me him. So now,
Wow.
now I don't need nobody to tell me who God is because see, I got a personal relationship. He showed
Yes.
up for me when I needed him to. So I don't need
Yes.
no testimony no more. I know that God will show up. Huh? I know
Mm.
that he'll show out. Huh? Because he
Yes.
brought me. So when I'm telling you, you're gonna feel my passion and my love because this man's speaking from a place that ain't nobody taught me this.
It's experience.
Huh? God showed
Experience.
up for me in my life.
Ah.
So the only thing I can give another man is that I know a man. That's all I can tell you. I know a man that can change your life. I ain't him, but I can show you where he is. I can introduce
Uh-huh.
you to him. So I get to
Yes.
lead other men. I get to
Ooh.
lead other men to the same God, and I get to lead them and watch God transform their lives, so they can go
And
tell
this
a better
and
story.
this is what become a safe passage,
Not safe path.
right?
That's all it's about.
Woo.
Well, yeah. So each one teach one. That's all it
Mm-hmm.
takes, see, because each
Mm.
one teach one. And my brother that's in there, Johnny, he should come out and speak because I know he watching
Mm-hmm.
stories, traumas that we have faced. This guy had turned his life around. I ain't gonna tell the story, but anyway,
He'll tell, yeah.
God is awesome. You hear me? And I'm not
Yes.
talking about religion. I'm not talking about religion. I ain't got nothing against religion. I don't get into
Mm.
that. But I'm talking about a spiritual awakening, a walking with God of your
Mm.
understanding. That's what I'm talking
Mm.
about. I'm not talking about the pastor's understanding. I'm talking about when you get butt naked with God and know that He sees everything that you tried to hide from man. When you don't try to hide it from God. When you lay naked before God and He say it's okay. When God
Woo.
says it's okay, huh? You can stand
Mm.
up before man. Then man can't do nothing after that.
Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. All man can do after that is what God allow him to do.
Mm.
You can
Wow.
stand. That's the only way you
Yes.
can stand. You know.
I'm gonna say this to you because I just knew. I was like, when I reached out to you, will you like to be a part of this? Because I saw you had post something. I'm like, I'm gonna go reach out to you and see if you can come and share your journey. But when I tell you this, I did not expect this.
Oh wow, I'm sorry.
I did not expect so to. I
I'm
did
sorry.
not
Forgive me.
expect this, because I'm always like, God, you get the glory.
Yes.
I did not expect this. So, because everybody, this is my cousin, but I'm saying because I'm going to move that out the way and allow the man Craig McDonald to speak to everyone that's going to come across this, every man that's going to come across this video, and you heard his story, a portion of it. That's just a little piece of the
Yes. Yes.
story,
Little teeny
and,
bit.
and just a little bit of it. That excites me because there's going to be millions of people on not just Facebook, but on YouTube that's going to come across this video, the masses that's going to come across this video, and you are on here as a black man saying from your mouth that it took God to get you out of that situation.
Yes.
And you on here praising God for what he has done in your
Yes.
life. And you on here saying, with safe passage, I can give you what I have. I
That's
don't
all.
have what the pastor or the have what the evangelist or have whatever. I got what I got from God.
Yes.
My experience, my relationship with God. I'm on here sharing that, and only thing I can give you is what I have.
That's all. That's all. I'm not here to debate or anything because
Go ahead.
I can't debate what God done for me. Now you can call him what you want. You can do
Right.
it how it works for you. But I know him for me, and,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how the Spirit of God moves in my life. I have a personal, intimate relationship with Him that I
Mm-hmm.
cultivate. And it was through cultivating that, guess what, that I learned how to love myself.
There you go.
Uh,
Say it again. You
uh,
learn to
you
love.
understand where I'm coming from now? It was through me
Yes.
cultivating my relationship with God, how I pursued God, taught me how to love me. Taught
Mm.
me it was all right to be who I am, that He didn't make a mistake when He made me. Taught me I ain't what I've been through. Taught me that
Yes.
I'm more than what I've been through.
Yes.
Taught me that I'm precious in His sight. Taught me that
Yeah.
I'm a king.
Go
Taught me I'm a
ahead.
king's kid. He taught me
Yeah,
these
you're a
things.
king's king. Yes.
Huh? And
Yes.
when your daddy teach you, it's different from
Mm-hmm.
anybody. You know what? When daddy show you something, I don't know why it's like that. But when that a father figure shows you or do something, it's different
Mm-hmm.
from when mama do it. It's a whole different. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? Because you don't play with daddy like you play with mama. Because daddy's straight to the point, no sugarcoat. He gonna give you the truth
He's
and
more
love.
stern. He's more stern.
It's
Yeah.
done. You
Yeah.
know. But yeah. I'm grateful for what I've been through. I'm grateful for what the challenges that I'm facing and that I face. Uh, when I see God, I see a move of the day, maybe a week ago. It's been, let me remind you, short story. Maybe 3-4 years ago, I worked with this dude.
Mm-hmm.
3-4 years, might have been longer. I worked with him when other people gave up with him.
Mm-hmm.
And to God allow me to work with him no more, to remove me from his life because I
Okay.
wouldn't remove myself.
Mm-hmm.
About other last month, about 4 weeks, I guess ago. I'm at Dogwood Festival in Fayetteville, and I get a tap on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I turn around and there's this man, nice looking man with a wife and a child.
Mm-hmm.
The child might be 2-3 years old. And man, so you don't remember me, do you? I'm looking at the face. I'll never forget a face. I'm terrible with names, but I'll
Mm-hmm.
never forget your face. And that dude, he began to tell me. He said, "Mr. McDonald, you saved my life." And of course, when people say that, immediately now, I say, "To God be the glory," because I
Amen.
don't want you putting that on me. Because now no, I don't want none of God's glory. No, God saved you. You know, I was just the instrument. Anyway, he said, begin to tell me the things that I told him and things that I said to him through the darkest times of his life when his mom and everybody would give up. Miss McDonald, you would come and you would sit with me and you would talk with me. So you know that, man, long story short, as my grandson say, long story short, this dude turned his freaking life around. He got saved, he in church, he got married, they had just bought, listen, signed the papers on his first home. You understand? Never had a house of his own. Huh? And he had filled out his spot getting ready to go to school to pursue a degree. And he said, he said, if somebody would have told me this before I met you, I would have said that they were crazy, like they say I would.
Wow.
Don't you know chills broke out? Chills broke out on my spine. Yes. Chills broke out on me when that man shared his story, because I was happier for him than he was probably for himself, because I know that was just confirmation that I ain't out here feeding nobody no mess. That's proof of who you are. And that's the proof I like right there. You hear me? Because that's what I like to see. And that's why I'll do it for the rest of my life. I do it for free. You know, I'd rather be found doing this
than doing it
for free. Yeah. I will.
Wow, that is beautiful. Somebody can come back, they can see you, and they first didn't recognize you, you know, and then it came up, and for them to even share that, what you said to me when you share Christ with me, when you share the passion, when you share how God brought you out of things. Now you turn around and you can now identify with somebody else who's in a dark place, because you used to be there, you know. That's where you used to be. So now you're going, no, there's a way, there's a will, there's a way. Let me introduce, like you said, let me introduce you to let me bring you to Christ. There's a way, a well that will never run dry, you know. So so that's where we're going. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful that you take what your passion, you taking what God has brought you through, and now you turning around and you sharing, you pulling, you taking that next man and said, you don't have to. You do not have to go to prison. You don't have to be an abuser. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to do all the stuff. Let me share with you my story, and then now let me share with you who I am today. Not because of my own deed, but because.
And even if you do have to, even if your story is one of abuse, neglect, even if your story started there.
I'm sorry, I lost connection. Yeah, go ahead.
Even if that's where you started at, that's not where you end at. It's like the prodigal son. You had to learn everything that you had to learn going away from home, so you can implement it on the way back. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to come back the same way you went.
Okay.
You know, what goes up. So anybody that, you know, it's hard for me to talk to somebody about my story if they ain't never been through nothing.
Okay.
If you ain't never faced no type of crisis, or if you ain't never been strung out on drugs, if you ain't never been homeless, then it's kind of hard for me to relate to your story. You know?
Okay.
But those that have come from there, we could talk all night long, because our stories inspire one another to stand up, to be counted. You know, you'd be very hard pressed to find somebody in America that doesn't suffer from some type of mental health issue. I don't care. I don't care if you're on medication for it or not. A black person, if a black man tells me that he has no mental health issues, I call him a lie to his face, because it's hard to be black in America and not have some type of mental health effect.
Trauma.
Yeah. It's hard.
That is trauma. But you know what? You know what happens? It's so taboo. It's so where us don't think we need the help. You know what I mean? No, I don't want to, because in our minds, it's so home, we think that, oh no, I don't need to see a psychiatrist. I don't need that, because I'm not crazy.
Right. And you're not.
You have it. you're not even dealing with what you're going through,
You don't know how.
and you're terrorizing your entire everybody around you,
Right.
but you
And
okay.
your mental health is contagious. You hear me?
Mm,
Mental health
mm,
is contagious. You stay
mm.
around somebody as husband, wife, or girlfriend that's mentioned, find out that you start acting crazy or irrational yourself in some type of way.
Mm. Yeah.
It's
Wow.
contagious.
It's contagious.
Yeah.
Because
You know,
you is either somebody's gonna win. It's either you're gonna win or you're going to, you know what I mean? There's gotta be, so you're gonna conform to what that person is doing, or that person will conform to you. But somebody got to give.
somebody gonna give, ain't it?
Yeah. Somebody gonna give.
Right, right,
Wow.
right.
Wow. I know that because you said this is a non-profit organization and you do it on your own,
Yes.
you provide, you out there, you're on, doing your own thing. But I think that is just amazing to just,
Thank you.
to do that. And just because you're like, okay, whatever, when you need it, you're available. You know what I mean? So that's amazing in itself that you out there with Safe Passage. Now, it's someone, because you're located in North Carolina.
Yes.
And I know that, because a lot of people's going to be watching this, and I know that you said you're doing your own and you already help people. And you just said someone is actually, they're shy, they don't want to get on, which is okay. It's okay. It's okay in
Johnny,
how
come
where
on
they
out
come
here.
from. It's all right. If it's all right. Some people don't like to get on. Like you said, you were shy. You would not think that you're shy, that you don't like to be taught. You wouldn't think that. Same thing with me. Somebody wouldn't think that I don't like to, but this is a platform to shine a light, and we talk about the
You could
things
believe
that you
this
talk about.
because you could believe that I I've spoken a few places now, but this right
Mhm.
here was different coming up here for you. Is because I feel like more of my family are going to and think about it. Nobody in my family have ever heard me speak like this because I'm
Okay.
always quiet or doing something else, you know.
Hmm.
So I'd rather be quiet because I'm always watching and learning and trying to understand and but you never know who's watching you. You never
True.
know, you know? And I hope that when I'm around my family or I'm around anyone that I walk upright.
Hmm.
I'm transparent. You know,
Hmm.
and not perfect, but transparent. You
None
know,
of us are perfect.
yes,
None of
yes,
us are.
teachable.
But yeah,
Always
and
teachable.
I thank you. I thank you for coming on here and sharing your passion and sharing what you do with Safe Passage.
Thank you.
And I pray for abundance and increase in your staffing and money flowing for all the stuff that if that's what you desire, and that you can speak to. Now, if someone's watching this and they're like, I would like to speak to him because I don't want to go to here. I don't want to go to the past. I don't want to go. If they can reach out to you through what, Messenger?
Yes, they can reach out through me through Messenger right now. I'm
Okay.
working. I'm writing a book. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. Um, and
Okay.
to God be the glory. To God be the glory. And so right now I'm creating. I'm gonna have a website created. But right now you can reach me through my email or my or Messenger. Um,
Okay. Let
would
me
be
see
the
if I
best
can.
places to reach me.
Okay, so go
And
ahead and
anybody that may want to we do accept donations because we are a nonprofit. Um,
okay.
any donations or any kind after you contact me, you can do that through donations through Cash App, Zelle, or however. Um,
Okay,
that
so what provide your website, that your email, sorry.
uh,
This-
okay, my email is Craig McDonald 26
Hold on. Don, I'm just writing it
Craig
in the chat.
McDonald
Uh-huh.
26 at yahoo.com.
26@yahoo.com.
Yes.
Okay. I'm posting that in there for everybody. Chat. Okay, did I put it in there? I hope so. Okay, there it is. All right, so everybody can see. If you want to reach everybody who's going to come across this, all the men that's going to come across this, and you have questions you want to talk to Mr. McDonald, it is Craig McDonald 26 at yahoo.com. You're on here, you hear his testimony what God brought him through, and the process of it, and now he's standing and trusting and doing and being a witness for the
Yes,
kingdom of God,
yes,
and
yes,
Safe Passage came out, birthed out of the pain. Safe
yes.
Passage was birthed out of the pain that you're going through. So now you have a testimony. So listen, when the book is completed, please come back on the around table so we can
Of course,
talk about it.
of course, of course, of course.
Please, and if you have anything to share with somebody else, please by all means reach out to the around table. I'm just like, I'm just. I think I'm very thankful and grateful that you came on here. I know I said it, but this is thank you, because you could have said no, but I appreciate that you took the time out
Yes,
and been a witness for the kingdom of God,
yes.
you know, and putting out there Safe Passage, and you coming up with a book. You writing your book. That's so beautiful. And I would love for you to come back on
I
here.
will. I would love to be here. I'd love to continue to share this journey. Because one thing
Mm.
about it, it ain't over. You know, I
It's
mean,
not over.
we
It's
getting
not
into the
over.
good part now. You know,
Mm. Yeah.
yeah, we walking into the overflow. You know, that's what
Yeah.
we want. Yeah, we live in the overflow now.
Catch him now, catch him now, before God expands his ministry to bigger and better, so where you'll be traveling and doing all this stuff and 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 sharing, catch him now, get on that team now.
Yes, yes,
you know,
yes.
so because God's not going to give you something and then it doesn't come to fruition. It's to manifestation. He's not going to do that. That's not our God. That's not how He works. So I know what we're talking
Exactly.
about. And for everybody else who come across this, they're not a believer in Christ. Listen, everybody has their own higher power, but I know what I believe. He knows what
Right,
he believes,
right.
and everybody's perspective and views is theirs.
Yeah,
We don't criticize anybody. We don't come talk down to anybody, and
right.
especially
Never.
not on this channel.
Yeah.
And we're just sharing his story from Safe Passage. So I listen. I appreciate that. And if you got anything else to share, I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna listen. Go ahead.
No, I like I said, it's like I said, it's an honor. I'm grateful and I'm humble that God would choose me to use me. We're all here to be used. You know,
Hmm.
and to be used by God in any capacity is an honor. To me, there's no greater joy. You know, that's where my joy comes from. That's why man can't steal it because it doesn't come from man-made things. It comes from seeing the word fulfilled. It comes from seeing people because safe passage is based number one, love. That's it. That's the foundation of safe passage is love. You know, and as long as there's no enemy that I have ever known that has defeated love, name one time love has been defeated.
Hmm.
Love
Amen.
has love has never lost. So it's
Hmm.
based on love, and I'm not talking about you say oh love, that's an easy word to say, but once you get into what love is, the word says God said I am love. God said He
Hmm.
loved, but that still don't explain it. When you start digging in what love is, we know a lot of attributes of love,
Hmm.
but when you
Hmm.
start uncovering what love is, it's deep, and you got to have
Yeah.
that love for yourself first, for God, for yourself, and it's easy
Hmm.
once you love yourself. Loving others is not. I don't care how difficult they are. Like you said, religion can't stop it, can't separate it. I don't care if you. I don't care if you're a Jew. I don't care if you. I don't care what you are. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
When love sees no color, because love is only concerned about our soul. I don't care what color. I don't know what color your skin is. I see, but
Mm-hmm.
your soul is what God said I'm concerned about.
You just said something so amazing, so pivotal. You just said, because I'm gonna go back to something that you said, that when you went to prison, you was angry.
Right.
And God had to, like, the layers, like onion, he had to put those
Woo.
layers
It didn't
away
feel good.
off you. And then you can, like, so you experience his love for you, then you can turn around and start loving yourself. And so now that love, that same love is now you can spread it out. Instead of you being, people was scared or fear because you were so angry, you want to fight everybody, you want to be there, you just want to, you was angry. So wow. So taking the anger away and God placed it with love instead of you spreading anger around, because you had said in the starting of it, you had said you had messed up women lives, children lives, because you yourself, your life was messed up.
Right. Right.
So now you flipping that. Well, God flipped it because you had a warped sense of belonging. This is like, I can't wait till your book come out, because yes, I will be purchasing. That is so good. You're imitating love. You're imitating love, but can't duplicate. That right there is so good. So good. And I'm so glad that you as a man, you as a black man, sharing this information, because now, because because sometimes men will come into, or women will come into your life, and then you can identify, well, you don't know okay, that's a damaged man. He don't even love himself, because he definitely can't love me. He can't love himself. But what we tend to do, we tend to try to mesh it, try to fix it, and then you end up getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Who hurt you? You know what I mean? That's what the song, like Biggie said, "Who shot you?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that warp. And I guess if man is designed to be the head, then if the head is
Mhm.
sick, you know what I mean?
Right. If the man is sick, then it's going to show in the body, in the fact, it's going to show, because now he doesn't, he's walking around, like you had said, walking around with all this anger, and you didn't have something to, like, okay, this is what a man's supposed to do, but you saw all this other stuff. And so when you said that, when you said about the shotguns and all that stuff, I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
was it just a North Carolina? I'm pretty sure it's not just a North Carolina thing, because I saw stuff like that.
Right.
You know?
You see what I'm saying? And how many other people, um, like you and I, that are probably not going to, might not see this broadcast, that saw the same thing, that need to heal from that. We got to
Right,
heal from that.
right,
We have to heal
right.
from it before love can even. You know what? When I say it doesn't feel comfortable, because God gonna come in and He gonna yank the scab off of that thing, and He gonna push
Hmm.
all that pus and all that sick and all that gangrene out. It don't feel good
Hmm.
when it's happening. You be saying, God, what in the world? What have I done
Yeah,
so bad? But all He's doing is purging you, getting all that stuff out of
getting
you,
all that
so
out
He
of
can heal
you.
you.
Because
Yep.
then he can use you, because he can't use you the way that you are, because what you're going to do is that same venom that's in you, you're
You gonna
going to go and
spew it,
just, like, just going to get it. And you know what I mean? You're just going to spew all that venom out. And that's not what
right?
God, because you can't show love because you still got all that crap in you. So he had to
Right.
put you in a place so he can minister to you, where you went to, prison, and you had
Right.
to, and then they put you straight in the hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
They put you straight in the hole.
Yeah.
That's wow. You have a story, you have a testimony, just like a lot of other people.
Yes.
And right now we're talking to, because the safe passage is to the men that is hurting, that is angry, that is suffering, and don't know what to do, how to go about it. We have
Let me help.
someone right here.
Let me help. Let me
Yeah,
help.
Yeah,
Let
got
us help.
Craig right here.
Let us
He's
help.
here to help you. Reach out to him through Craig McDonald 26 at yahoo.com. Send him a message. Even when you come across this, you can comment on this video, either YouTube or here, and say, help me. Can you help me? He's going to see that and he will reach out to you because
Yes.
he's on Facebook. Craig McDonald, he is on Facebook.
Yes.
So reach out to, because now what I want you to do for the last 5 minutes, I want you to give a plea or give a call or talk to the men that's going to come across this. What you will say to them when you see them on the street, to
Okay.
have a conversation with them. Thanks.
Yeah. To any brothers that are under the sound of my voice that has experienced in no matter what form, any type of this trauma, or this is a part of your story, or if you are an era in your life where you need some assistance along the way in the journey, there are many of us out here. We're called peer supports, is what we're called, that can assist you. The journey is your journey. We will not do it for you, but we will assist you in doing it for yourself, you know. And that's the great thing about this. You get out of your life what you put into it. But God is able and willing, and you do have assistance out here. The first thing that I would have to say to you is don't be so hard on yourself. Don't weigh yourself down about the mistakes that you've made, the things that you've done wrong, because God can use those very things that are a problem for someone else to be the answer for another. So, you know, allow yourself the opportunity to grow. Allow yourself the opportunity to be used. Allow yourself to think about, to love yourself. Just allow yourself today, just to love yourself just for today. To love you. Practice loving you just for today. And it'll become easier to love others. And you'll meet everything that you need along this journey. It'll show up. You know, there's no lack of resources in God. There's no respect of person in God. He'll do it for you just like he did it for me and for them. There's no competition. You know, there's no envy. You know, none of those things exist. You know, your journey is your journey. And it's just as important as mine or anyone else's. And that's what I would tell him. That's what I would want him to believe when he leaves from me, because I believe that. That's what I would say.
And that's a lot. And those are golden nuggets. So thank you. I thank you for that.
No problem.
Because we're family. Because Craig McDonald, he's here on Facebook. I appreciate that. I'm telling you, I did not expect. I didn't know. I just said, God, have your way, you know. But this has been so good, and I appreciate you taking out your time. This was good. I am just like, wow, God, wow. But on that note, we're going to we thank Mr. Craig McDonald for coming on the Around Table, sharing his journey, his life journey, and where he is now about safe passage. Thank you for putting that plea out.
Guys. Thank y'all for having me.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And you know, you're welcome back at any time. You know, this turned to like we're this was good.
Good, right?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys too. Love you guys.
Thank you. So what we're going to thank you. And so on July the 11th, we're gonna have the Santiago's come on here. We're gonna talk about empty nester. Anybody who's that is now their children have moved out and you sitting around looking at yourself, what do I do now? Because your life has become, there was your children or whatever, you were surrounded by that. What do empty nester syndrome is a thing. And we're going to talk about that on July the 11th. So we hope you'll come back July 11th on 7 p.m. Everybody come across this. Please like this page so we can grow a community of love and then we can share. And I always, before I close out any platform, I always say, it is not over until God says so.
Amen.
So thank you. And I appreciate you. Have a good night. And we will be talking. We will be talking. Yes. All right. God bless.
God bless you. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.